Memorial Day weekend is one of the busiest travel weekends of the year. And if you're one of the many hitting the road this Memorial Day weekend and beyond, you want to get to your destination without a hitch and just in time for the holiday and in honor of National Tire Safety Week. AAA media spokesperson Robert Sinclair and Michelin driving safety expert Sarah Robinson are here to share AAA travel projections and what you can expect on the road this holiday weekend. Good morning. Great to have you both on the show this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
So what are those do's and don'ts when it comes to Memorial Day weekend? I know a lot of people are going to be hitting the road. What do we need to be on the lookout for?
Well, in fact, our projections say that more than 39 million people will be traveling for the holiday weekend, and 88% of those, roughly 34 million, will be driving. And over the holiday weekend, we're anticipating 330,000 breakdowns, with the big items, flat tires, dead batteries, and lockouts. So you need to give attention to those items before you hit the road.
Yeah, I mean, when people think about driving, they often think about their car and they forget about the tires that actually connect and transform all those performances. So there are a couple of things that we can do before the trip or once a month to make sure that we're safeguarding ourselves against some of those tire-related issues. You know, I have right here in my hands an investment of about $2 that is going to ensure that we have proper tread depth. You know, in Florida, you guys are going to have those afternoon thunderstorms all summer long. You want to make sure that you've got adequate tread depth in order to resist hydroplaning. Go to MichelinMan.com to learn why the penny is still powerful. And then a $2 pressure gauge right here enables us to check our pressure to make sure that we've got the proper tire inflation pressure that's recommended differently for each vehicle, and it optimizes the performance of the tire and ensures that you've got adequate, wear life, and it supports the load of the car as we tend to put our kids and our luggage in. We don't tend to think of the load that puts on the tires, so it's critical that you have properly inflated tires to prevent any of those issues that you might encounter on the road.
Yeah, I love the powerful penny trick, and that's something, easy for anybody to do. I use it all the time. Super helpful tip there. What about when it comes to actual safe driving, though? I know you got to worry about yourself being safe, and then also the other people out on the road that you have to look out for too.
And that's a very important consideration. Michelin recently conducted a study about summer driving, and it was actually quite alarming to find that the vast majority of drivers they felt so much more comfortable in the summer months, and they cited better road conditions, longer daylight hours, and they actually lulled themselves into a false sense of security, because what we actually have is, now that we're in the holiday weekend, we are starting what is statistically shown as the 100 deadliest days of the year on the road. So actually, people need to be more vigilant, be hyper-focused and aware when they're driving, paying attention to other drivers, the condition of their tires, their car, keeping safety kits to be prepared, because ultimately the most important safety feature of any vehicle is the driver behind the wheel.
Absolutely.
We've been driving a tremendous number of miles over the last few years. Gasoline has been relatively cheap, and we're driving about 3 trillion miles a year in this country. And that leads to more opportunities for crashes and, unfortunately, bad things to happen. Keep the basics in mind. Don't drink and drive. Wear your seatbelt. If we could get everybody to do that, we could cut deaths and injuries in half on our roadways.
No kidding. Some great advice as we head into Memorial Day weekend. Anywhere we can go online to get this maybe simple checklist and everything that you talked about today?
Well, I think AAA.com has a lot of information about driving safety and some of those pre-trip checklists. And then MichelinMan.com is a great resource for tire safety and also some summer driving safety tips.
Thank you both so much. Stay safe on the roads out there. If you want more on what they talked about and those driving tips on how to stay safe on the road, head to fox4morningblend.com. We'll have this interview posted right there. Coming up next, with the summer storms fast approaching, and it's time to get your home in tip-top shape before the storms roll in. We'll be right back.